What's up, man? This is another segment of Ray's podcast. I appreciate you clicking on this video. I appreciate you following me on Instagram, and I also appreciate you following me on Twitter as well. But before I get into anything, because you know with sports, every week is always something. Shout out to AME, Athens Moving Expert. Everybody that work, I shout out to everybody right there. That's my shout out for y'all. I got y'all. So you already know, man. Sorry for the delay. This segment right here, I'm giving back to my fans. You know what I'm saying? I made a post on my Instagram talking about what do you guys want me to talk about, and you guys gave me some topics. So now I have to get into it and give y'all my takes. Some of y'all might not like my top 10 players in the NBA right now, but you already know what it is, man. What it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I gotta say, join the debate. Now, before I talk about anything, first and foremost is college football season. College football season is back, and obviously, we already know who's the champions from last year, Clemson. Clemson is holding it down. They coming back with their same players, and they trying to repeat. Can they do it? We will get into that. Clemson is trying to repeat. They got their quarterback back. They got their running backs back. They lost a couple of defensive players that went to the NFL, but that doesn't matter. They're still a great team, and there's really nothing to really talk about them. They're favored by 14 or more points in all the games this season. They're the clear favorite to win the ACC. We'll see how that happens. We'll see what will happen right there with Clemson season. But I don't want to really get too much into Clemson because I already know that they're going to get back to the national championship. It would be surprising to me if they don't get there. Now, winning it all, that's a challenge. You never know what can happen with that. But I think they'll get all the way there to the national championship. But I really want to speak about Alabama. Alabama coming in at number 2. And Alabama, it's still Alabama at the end of the day. Nick Saban hasn't lost 2 consecutive years without winning it. He hasn't gone without 2 consecutive years without winning a national championship since the 2013 and 14 season. They got Tua back. That man Tua, you know how he get down, quarterback sensational. And then they got their own wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. He's a pretty talented wide receiver. Gonna be a star in the NFL or Alabama. That's what they do. They produce stars. But we got some bad news today, and this is a guy that I really was focusing on. I really watched more on him. I looked at his stats and everything, but come to find out, now he is injured. He is injured, and that is their star linebacker, Dylan Moses. That's going to be tough. That is a veteran player, a guy who has been here, clearly won awards, clearly is going to go to the NFL, but can that hurt Alabama? We will see. I can't say that because Alabama produces stars. They make stars. So the saying, next man up, and that's what Alabama has to do. Make the next man up. The next man needs to step up. And Alabama's a 5-star school. They're a powerful school, and that's what they do. So we're gonna see what's up with Alabama. It's gonna be really interesting to see how that goes because Georgia wants them this year. LSU wants them this year as well too, and that's what That's what you got to do in the SEC. Every week, it's a challenge. It is going to be a challenge every week in the SEC. But the next team that we'll talk about is Ohio State. Ohio State is a different team now. They have a different leader. They have a whole different core. They have a whole different quarterback. Everything is new. Everything is new this year. But we need to see how Ohio State bounce back because they don't have the legendary coach Urban Meyer. But they got a transfer quarterback from Georgia and Justin Fields. So we'll see how that do. And this is going to be very interesting to see how Ryan Day comes into the season, his first official season, starting from the jump, and we'll see how he'll be able to hold on to the pressure because Ohio State wants to win, and they want to win now, just like how any other school they want to win. Georgia, scary team? Question mark. They want revenge. Obviously, they want revenge because they blew the league against Alabama. In the SEC title game. I just said that. In order to get to where you need to to get to where you need to go, you need to get over the hump. You need to get over the hump, and Alabama is the team that you need to take out, the team that's going to be the team forever. I don't never going to see that Alabama's going to fall out for being one of the top teams, one of the teams that's probably going to get the championships or the leading board forever. So If Georgia wants to do it, they have to get over the hump. They were leading over Alabama last year, and they blew it. Same thing when they played against Texas. That's my squad, my Texas squad, in the Sugar Bowl. They lost to them right after they lost to Alabama. Handle your business, get over the hump, beat Alabama, and hopefully we can see Clemson versus Georgia in the national championship. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. But Oklahoma, Oklahoma. We just talk about revenge. We talk about storyline, and Oklahoma is a team as well that falls in that category. Jalen Hurts has now transferred from Alabama. He was the starting quarterback for Alabama 2 years ago. He ended up getting hurt. They put in Tua, and no, he ended up getting hurt. They placed Tua in. We all know the story. Tua comes in the championship with Jalen Hurts messing up. Tua leads Alabama to the championship. They try to do the same thing last year against Clemson. Try to put Jalen Hurts in. It wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work. It was not about to be the same thing. It's about to be going down. That was not going to do. But now Jalen Hurts gets a chance to prove that he can play. See, a lot of people forgot about him. A lot of people talked down on him. A lot of people said that he should be a running back. A lot of people say he should be a wide receiver. You're forgetting that this man was a star quarterback for Alabama. He was. And then he started to mess up, and then, things happen. And that's all for history. But now he gets a chance to prove what he can do at Oklahoma. See, now the thing about Oklahoma is they put up a lot of points. But their defense is shaky. You know, he wasn't selfish when Tua was there. He stayed the course, and now he believe it's time for a change. So now he's with Oklahoma, and Oklahoma produced Heisman quarterbacks like Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. So they have the right. He's in the right system to get right. Put it like that. He's in the right system to do what he has to do to put up numbers. And now if he want to get over the hump and to win a national championship, the storyline will be great. Or to get into the top four, to get into the playoffs, that would be great. But going back to what I said earlier, Oklahoma has to step up on defense. They have to step up on defense because you can't be trying to do a shootout all day. You can't be doing that right now. You can't. This game is all to win championships. You need defense wins championships. Put it like that. Of course, you need your offense. They're gonna put up the points and stuff like that. But if you're just going back and forth, what happens if you don't score that one time and the other team score one time or they score two times? Defense win championships. Oklahoma need to step up on your defense this year. Michigan. Every year, I always think Michigan is going to get in. Honestly. Every year. Even back to when they had Jabril Peppers. Every year, I always think Michigan is a great team. I do. I really do. But they always lose a game that they shouldn't lose. And that's college football. They always lose a game. And then what does that do? That puts them in a pickle at the end of the year. If you handle your business and go into every game being humble, you don't have anything to worry about at the end. Not if you lose one game. If you handle your business, Michigan. And that's what y'all need to do. Michigan needs to do that. They open up losing to Notre Dame the first game of the season. First game. Last year. First game. And then, that's not taking anything against Notre Dame. That's not taking anything against Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a great football program. And obviously they're in the top 10 this year as well, too. And we also saw what Notre Dame did last year. But you can't, Michigan, every year it's the same thing. Every year is the same thing. And I'm hyped up about it because I think Michigan could do it. If they get in, if they can somehow, if they can get in, they can shock a lot of people. But they can't ever get in. It always come down to the end of the season, But last year they won big games against Wisconsin, who's number 15. Then they beat Michigan State, who's number 24, and then the next week they beat Penn State, who's number 14. So if you hold it down against Notre Dame last year, and then do what you already did, win those next 3 games, you're fine. You're fine, Michigan. You're fine, but You already know how it goes. But then, then they lose the Ohio State. That's the reason why they wasn't in anymore. They lost to Ohio State. That bumps them out because Michigan was ranked number 4, but that loss, that's 2 losses. You lost to Ohio State, and then look what happens. That bumps them out, and the rest is history, man. The rest is history because Oklahoma ended up beating West Virginia last year, yeah, against Will Greer, and that put them to number 4, and that's how they got in. So Michigan just has to stay consistent. If they can stay consistent, they can shock a lot of people. LSU, LSU was in the same boat, as Georgia in the SEC. You got to get over the hump. You got to figure out a way how, to hold it down and, handle your business against Alabama. That's what you have to do. But they play Michigan. They play Michigan week 2. Now that's going to be tough. I'm gonna go into the category for Texas too, talking about we're back, and I'm a Texas fan, but that week 2 is going to be tough. LSU versus Texas. That's early, real early. And Auburn's in the same boat this year too because their schedule is amazing too as well. They're already in the SEC and they play Oregon too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but back to LSU. They have to play. They have to play Texas week 2. That's going to be tough. Tough one, but I think they're going to be home. Then they play Florida week 6. We already saw what Florida just did this past weekend to Miami. That was a great win. Thought they were going to cover the -7 spread, but they didn't do it. But they still got the win. That's all that matters at the end of the day, as long as you survive and you win. But Florida's a very tough team as well. Then they play Auburn. And then they play Alabama, and then they play Texas A&M the last game of the season. These are all great teams. LSU is going to have a tough schedule. I feel like they can handle it. I think against Texas, Texas and Alabama is going to be tough for them. That's going to be the 2 games. Florida's good, but I think LSU can handle their business and get by Florida. And Auburn, depending on what type of Auburn team they're going to be playing. Auburn can either go up or Auburn can go down. And I think Texas A&M, they can handle that, Texas A&M. But who knows? It's football. We never know. And that goes on to Florida. We were just talking about Florida, how they just handled their business this past weekend against Miami. They're another team that can be scary. They're just like anybody else in the SEC. Everybody has to get over the hunt. But see, the thing for Florida is they have to beat Georgia. They have to beat Georgia. They got to beat Georgia. They got to figure it out. Now on to Texas. We're back. So they say every year. Been a Texas fan since Vince Young, and that's going to be my squad to forever. But I got to be a realist. We always lose to Maryland. And it pisses me off, honestly. It really pisses me off that we lose to Maryland the past 2 seasons, first game of the season. I just don't understand how we keep losing to Maryland, but maybe things could be different this year because we don't play Maryland game 1. We don't, So we're going into a different route now. But we taking a different route, but we right back. Now we playing a tough team. We playing LSU, playing them dogs. So if Texas if we're back, and we're going to be the big dogs, we got to actually take out the dogs. LSU, take out the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? LSU is an SEC team. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best. So we'll see that right there week 2. I guarantee, and they better not do this again. I guarantee we win game 1. Texas win game 1. Week 2 against LSU. We'll come back to that because y'all know I'm going to be giving y'all my predictions week out and week in. So we'll talk about that. If Texas wants, if we're back, if that's what we're saying from last year, Sugar Bowl, when we beat Georgia, we're back. We'll see what's up when we play when we play LSU week 2. And then the last team I'm gonna get into, it's a lot of teams, man, for college football. It's a whole lot of teams, but I just wanted to strictly give my input on these couple teams. Last team I'm gonna talk about is Notre Dame. Notre Dame, is this the year that they fall off? Is this the year that they fall off? Week 3 is a tough week for them. They play Georgia week 3. See, if they lose, I'm gonna say this right here. If Notre Dame loses to Georgia week 3, I believe that their playoff hopes are out the picture. It's out the picture. Simple as that. If they want people to take them serious, they gotta take out Georgia. But that's not gonna be easy, man. That's not. It's easier said than done. Um, Notre Dame lose one game, it's a wrap. It's playoff hopes is all over for them. So personally, they can win. They can. It's football. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen in football. It's anything can happen in sports, not just football. Any team can win, but there's always the favorite team and who we think that's gonna win. I think they'll handle their business against Louisville. I think they'll handle their business against New Mexico State. But week 3 against Georgia, we will see what Notre Dame is all about. And shout out to UCF, man. Oh, they finally get some recognition now. They finally this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted the poll to take y'all serious. Now do it again. Do it again. Show us what's up. Do it again, UCF. But college football, we're gonna make another segment. I'm gonna have another one coming tomorrow, giving my predictions because Clemson play tomorrow, and it's possibly gonna be a blowout because they're 33.5 favorite in the Vegas odds. But yeah, that's right there with college football. And if I left anything out, or if anybody want me to say anything, you already know. Comment down below. Join the debate. Now we're gonna transition over to the USA FIBA team. The rosters was crazy. The rosters was switching around. We didn't know who was going to be there. Injuries was happening. We lose this guy. This guy doesn't want to play because he wants to focus on the NBA season. This guy wants to do the same thing. Everybody wants to win the championship. Nobody doesn't want to risk getting injured. Then this guy gets dropped and he gets injured. And then this guy gets ankled. Then he gets a tweak. And then we don't know. It's a lot of stuff going on with the USA FIBA team. But now we finally have the complete roster. We have the complete roster now. But United States have won, the past 2 tournaments since 2010 and 2014. And, they're favored to win it again. But this year is going to be very tough because that's, the 78-game winning streak was snapped when they lost to Australia. And Patty Mills went for 30 points. NBA player, not surprised. But Patty. You know what I'm saying? That's Patty Mills. That's what he doing. We already know what he does for the San Antonio Spurs. So it's not surprising to see that he did that. And the streak was snapped. And personally, I believe they needed that. They needed that loss. The USA team needed that loss. A wake-up call. They needed a wake-up call because it's not going to be easy right now. There's teams in there that's looking really scary. But this is the roster. Harrison Barnes, NBA champion, veteran. Went to Carolina, knows how to get things done. Harrison Barnes is a great, solid player. Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics, went to Cal. Another great player. And this would be good for him to boost his confidence up for the NBA season as well because, the Boston Celtics is trying to do big things next season. Joe Harris, three-point guy. You know what I'm saying? 1 to 3-point shootout. He can knock him down, and he's a great defensive player. Don't sleep on his defense, too. Play for the Brooklyn Nets. He's another great player. They have a shooter, Brook Lopez. We all know about Brook. There was a time that Brook Lopez was possibly debatable one of the best big men in the league. I said debatable. I ain't say number 1, so watch out right now. Don't make that face. I see you making that face. Chill out. But you saw what he did with the Milwaukee Bucks this season. Pretty great big man. Chris Middleton, another great guy. Probably in the top 7 of 2 guards in the NBA for the Milwaukee Bucks as well. Great player, plays good defense, and don't sleep on Middleton. Middleton could get busy, but Middleton can be shaky as well. He can be shaky as well, but playing with all great stars right now. And then we got the young stars, Spider, Donovan Mitchell, Louisville guy. We already know he's hyped. He's excited to be here. High-flying player. He's a great basketball player, and I feel like this is going to elevate his game for next season as well. He's young, so why not take the opportunity to play here right now? Then we have Mason Plumlee, a great role player. People like to make jokes. I saw memes and stuff about Mason Plumlee, about him being on the team just because other players dropped out or stuff like that. But Mason Plumlee is a great role player, and don't sleep on him. And this is going to boost his confidence up as well. He's going to get better over time. And don't sleep, man. Mason Plumlee might give us a double-double here and there, or a good 8 and 7 here and there. That's all you need, role players. Marcus Smart. We did not know what Marcus Smart was going to do. We didn't know what he was going to do. We didn't know the injury. We didn't know. But now he's here and he's playing now. And I love Marcus Smart. There was a time, I'm sorry to get off the topic, there was a time when Marcus Smart was averaging about 28 points. 28 points in Oklahoma State. He was like that. He was getting buckets, hitting threes. He was doing all that. He was talking junk. He had the thing going on with the fan. But Marcus Smart is that guy. Now he elevated his game to be a great role player. That's the thing. Role players. You can't win nothing without role players. I hate people always talk about role players don't mean nothing. They only mean a star. And there's a great role player, defensive player. He can score. He can shoot threes here and there. Play his role. I like Marcus Smart being on this team. Could be a great X factor. And then we got the young killer. They call him Kobe. They call him, some parts of Carmelo Anthony, Jason Tatum. I always talk about, Kyle Kuzma, Tatum argument, but I'm not taking nothing away from Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is going to be nice. He's going to be a star. Yes, he is going to be a great basketball player. You can see the flashes in him. You saw from his rookie season when he taking charge of being one of the best players on the Boston Celtics team when they lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He had an off season this past year. I don't know if that was because he was playing alongside with Kyrie Irving or basketball. It could be slumps as well. But Jason Tatum is a great fit for this. Is what Tatum, the young guys really need this. Jason Tatum. I'm sorry to get off the top. Donovan Mitchell, Derek White, Miles Turner. These guys right here, they need this. They need this. This is going to plan for your country and to boost that confidence up to keep playing year round. Miles Turner, moving along. Miles Turner is a guy that I like. I like Miles Turner a lot. I like playing with him on 2K. I like what he do for the Indiana Pacers. He led the league in blocking this year and wasn't even, picked for defensive player offered, which is crazy. That is so crazy. Oh my God, that is a whole different conversation right there. Miles Turner is a great basketball player, and this is another thing. He needed this to be on this, a young guy, veteran guy. Well, you can say veteran now, but not really. But Miles Turner needed this. Miles Turner needed this, and I believe that he's going to be a great fit for this team as well. I think he'll produce more than Mason Plumlee. I think he does. I think he will. And that's right there, Miles Turner. He can shoot some threes too now. Don't sleep on this game, inside out game. But he's a great defender, great defender. And then we got the veteran guy, Kemba Walker. You needed a point guard like this on this team, cardiac Kemba, and your ankle breaks all day. You're gonna be all. Let's see. Let's see how many. I see the over and under. This is my own poll. Over and under for how many ankles he's gonna be breaking. I give it about over 25. over and under 25. How many crossovers, spectacular plays? We might see 4 people may get dropped on the ground, but Kemba Walker is this is good as well because he's on the team. He's on the team with his other players from the Boston Celtics. This is the first time that I think this is history. Yeah, 4 players on the same team to be here. Yeah, 4, right? Yeah, yeah, 4 players to be on the same team in the USA. 4 players to be on the USA basketball team. Sorry about that. And then the last player is Derek White. People say, "Oh, he only made the team because De'Aaron Fox or Kyle Kuzma ankle injury." No, stop doing that. Derek White is a great basketball player. He is from the mud, G League and not from the mud. Get buckets, summer league and from the mud. And this is what he needed to as well. And his head coaches did with him. And this is great. Good experience right now. Good experience. Play alongside with one of the greats. A couple of the greats. People that can help you out in the game. You're with a lot of legendary coaches. This is great for Derek White. And hopefully this can help him out too as well when he comes back this next NBA season for the Spurs. Don't act like Derek White didn't get right in the playoffs either. Don't act like that either. But that's a whole other conversation too. But yeah, I told y'all that the 78 game winning streak was snapped. We got a lot of stars, and a lot of NBA players. I think a tough team you need to watch out for is Serbia. You need to watch out for Serbia. They got Joker, the Bogdanovic. They got all of them. You need to watch out for them. Another team is you could say with Giannis with Greece. I think he's gonna be a force. I honestly think he's gonna be a force, but I don't think their all around team is gonna get it done. I don't think so. I don't think so about that. Another team you obviously need to watch out for Australia. They beat USA already, so you need to watch out for them too as well. And then France. France is going to be a great defensive team. Rudy Gobert, Fournier, Batum plays great for where he's from, and then you need to watch out for them. So that's right there for the USA FIBA team. It starts August 31st. They play against Shanghai first, and they need to go in there humble. Take care of business, simple as that. And this is going to be great. I like this. Some NBA the stars did not want to play. I believe if Canada would have had some of their stars play, they would have been stacked though. But guys are focused on the one main thing, and that's the NBA championship because the NBA season is going to be crazy. A lot of switch up, and everybody's trying to be healthy. But tune into this. Tune into this. Do not be surprised if we see, and I don't like saying this because, I love the underdog story, but a no-name guy to rise in the bright lights for this. I love that. I love that right here. That can be from USA, that can be from France, Germany, Serbia, Australia, Spain, Greece, anybody. It could be from anybody. So do not be surprised if we see, an underrated guy steps up right there. And that moves on to, I'm transitioning. I just told you underrated. I love the underrated, the underdog story. I love that. Always be humble. I love that. The underrated players in the NBA. Underrated players in the NBA. I'm not gonna go in order. I'm just gonna say how I say it. I had it in order, but I'm not even gonna do that. The first person I always have to put is Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is so cold. Copy, so cold. That Drew Holiday is nice, and he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. He was averaging 21 points this past season, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 1.6 steals. Drew Holiday is a great basketball player, was already an all-star, in his NBA career. He gets busy. He locks up. We saw what he did 2 years ago against the Portland Trail Blazers when the Pelicans surprise to some of y'all. It wasn't a surprise to me. I knew the Pelicans was really good 2 years ago, but some people think that the Trailblazers were supposed to win, but it didn't surprise me. Obviously they lost to Golden State. It's Golden State who stopped Kevin Durant, but it's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I love Drew Holiday. He's both sides of the player guy. Plays defense. He's a great point guard. He gets rebounds and he does his job. He can shoot the three. He can do everything. Underrated. I think people don't really talk about Drew Holiday like that. I think they know who Drew Holiday is, of course, but don't talk about him like that. As in being in the top 10 point guards. He can be in there, probably not early in the beginning, but the 7 to 10, the 8 to 10, I think he's in that. Debatable, as we can say, debatable. As long as it's debatable, as long as you're talking about it, that's all that matters. That's as long as you're talking about it. Another guy, Julius Randle. Oh man, every year Julius Randle has been going up, points wise. His second year in the NBA, he was averaging 10 rebounds. Obviously, he hasn't averaged 10 rebounds in a while, like in a long time. But obviously, his points been going up. We've been seeing he's a force, and you see every single summer he's getting built. He's locked in, and he wants to get better, and now he's with the Knicks. And now he's with the Knicks. Some believe that he should have went to a different team, but now he's with the Knicks. He's taking on the challenge. And the Knicks, them players was working. Dennis Smith, those players was working. But Julius Randle averaged 21 points, 8 rebounds. He did his thing with the Pelicans. People weren't really talking about it. Before he got hurt with the Lakers, he was holding it down too. Julius Randle was a great basketball player. Coming out of high school and was a great basketball player in Kentucky when he stayed another year to try to win a national championship, but he didn't. But it's all right. And obviously you see the proof is in the pudding or the bill. Obviously you see now it works out. It worked out well for him, after the injury he had, and he's producing every single year. So Julius Randle, underrated guy. People know who he is, but I don't think they're really, like I said again, Give him that much recognition. That goes to the next player, and this guy right here. He only been in the league 2 seasons. What I'm talking about. And they can say it is because of his point guard for the second season, the reason why his stats and everything went up. But I still believe he held it down. He held it down at Wake Forest. He's holding it down in the NBA, and that moving on to the Atlanta Hawks guy. Let's see if you know. John Collins, man, second year in the NBA, and he was averaging 19.5 and 9.8 rebounds. We basically could say 20 and 10. We basically can say 20 and 10. Second year in the NBA, and it only gets better. And watch out for the Hawks because they have drafted real good. They already had great players there already. To me, I like playing with them in 2K. I like watching the Hawks. They play good. And then you got Trae Young here. Trae Young. Watch out for the Hawks. John Collins averaged 20 and 10 in his second year in the NBA. Come on now. Put some respect on that man's name. Put some respect on that man's name. And now, while I'm on the centers, I might as well go and talk about the guy who I was talking about in the USA team, and that's Miles Turner. Now, underrated. It does not mean that you always have to average a whole lot of points. It does not mean, in basketball, you don't have to always. It's about how you affect the game. And Miles Turner, 13 points, 7 rebounds per game, and 2.7 blocks, which he led the NBA in blocks. This man led the NBA in blocks, and he's still not getting the respect that he deserves around the league. Like I said, do not sleep on Miles Turner, and please do not sleep on the Indiana Pacers because they just picked up some great pieces, and one of the pieces that they picked up is a guy from Raleigh. I'm not only talking about him just because he's from North Carolina, just because from Raleigh, just because he is a great basketball player too, ACC Player of the Year too as well when he was in college, and that's T.J. Warren. Now, T.J. Warren in 2017 and 18 season, he averaged 19 points. Since he's been in the league, he's been around the 48% from the field or 50% from the field, and he's been getting buckets, and that's in TJ buckets. That's what they call him, right? They call him T Buck. That's what he does, right? And he averaged 19 points, 2 years ago. Obviously, he just got hurt this year. He didn't play a whole lot of games as well, but he averaged 18 points. 18 points and 4 rebounds, and now you got this man on the Indiana Pacers alongside with Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner. Watch out for the Pacers this year. And T.J. Warren was on the Suns, and it's not taking nothing away from the Suns. I'm not disrespecting the Suns at all because when the Suns figure it out, they're going to be nice. Copy, they're going to be nice. They are, but it wasn't working out in Phoenix. He was holding it down in Phoenix, even though, Devin Booker was holding it down too as well. Now he's on the East. He's on a team that has a chance to possibly get into the playoffs, to possibly shock some people. Hopefully Victor Oladipo comes back strong. Watch out for T.J. Warren, and that's another guy. Another guy you need to be talking about is T.J. Warren. And then the last on my list, sorry, I hope nobody's not getting offended. I wanted to make this list short and sweet, and the last person on my list is Montrezl. Montrezl from the Clippers. He averaged 16.6 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks. And he got a big role this year because the Clippers are trying to win. And everybody's saying that he's a big dog. He can stop Anthony Davis. Obviously, we're thinking it's going to be the Clippers versus the Lakers. We'll see. We'll see in the Western Conference Finals, and that's going to be a big dog challenge for him because you got to guard Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis got to guard him too as well. So Montrezl, I think he's underrated. He stepped up, and that just leaves that right there, man. That's my underrated players in the NBA. And out of all the players right there that I talked about, I'm really highlighted on John Collins. He's been in the league 2 years, and he averaged basically 20 and 10, and that's amazing. That is just amazing right there. And it's only going to get better. It's only way up for him. But shout out to all the players in the NBA. I'm not coming at anybody. You guys are all great at what you do. This is NBA, all sports, NBA, baseball, NFL, everything. Shout out to all the players because there's a lot of people that do not get, the credit that they deserve behind closed doors. And that's also for the practice players. You cannot win no championship without these role players. I'm going to keep saying it. Everybody has a role, and that's to the star and to everybody. Everybody has a role. You know your role, and you play it well. And And once everybody click, hopefully you can win a championship. Now moving on to my top 10 players in the NBA right now, to me, my opinion. Might not like it, so what? You already know what it is and what it ain't. You don't like what I gotta say? You know the rest of the slogan. Obviously, number one is LeBron James, and it will always be LeBron James until I see somebody take that away. And that's not just because I'm being biased. That's not just because that's my favorite player. LeBron James is that type of guy. You know, he had I guess, an average season. I'll take it all day, y'all. 27, 8, and 8. That wasn't even his best season, and people were saying that he fell off. This is the first time LeBron James has ever got injured. Ever got injured. And this is the first time since, what, he was 18 that he had a break. He had a chance to chill this whole summer. And the Lakers got pieces too as well. Scary. And now LeBron James has a big man alongside with him. You know, all I'm saying is, man, Kawhi Leonard, had a great playoff run. He did. And Kevin Durant, we saw Kevin Durant have plenty of playoff runs as well, too. I'm not taking nothing away from him as well. But LeBron was doing that. I think, I see, this is what I think. I think just because it's LeBron, we're just already used to it, so we already accept it. So I guess if it's a slight, in points or rebounds, everybody say fell off. Gotta stop saying that. After the season, if Kawhi can do what he does again, then maybe you could put him in that category being number one. We can't see nothing for Kevin Durant because, KD's hurt, but he's still going to be on my list right now. But that's moving on to the next. The number two for me is Kawhi Leonard. Why are you picking Kawhi over Kevin Durant? Why isn't it Kevin Durant? Or why is it not James Harden? Because James Harden averaged 36 points. Kawhi Leonard plays both sides of the floor. This one man can affect the game. This one man can affect the whole game from both sides of the floor. Earlier in his years with San Antonio, he was scoring, I think he averaged 18 points in the NBA Finals when they beat Miami. But now he's that, and we already knew him for his defense, but now he can score too. He averaged 30 points in the NBA, the whole NBA playoffs last year. So now he's scoring, and he's playing defense too, and he's making players around him, and he figured out a way to get the Toronto Raptors over the hump. This guy is the first player to win the NBA Finals, and then leave the team the next season. Of course, the Raptors got over the hump because, and people say, oh, if LeBron was there, maybe with Cleveland. But we got to stop saying that. He played against Philadelphia, which was tough, where people thought that the Raptors was going to lose that series. You could say it was a lucky shot, a bounce in. You could say whatever you want to say. The shot went in. They won. Then they played against the Milwaukee Bucks. They were down 2-0. People was believing that they were going to lose. What happened? They went 2-2. They tied it up 2-2. And then you see everything started changing, and they ended up defeating the Milwaukee Bucks, where people thought the Bucks were the best team, where people thought the Bucks were the best fit to beat the Warriors. Led that team to play against Golden State, go in there game one and win. Win game one. Now, of course, his other players stepped up as well. Siakam with 30. Kyle Lowry was hooping. Marc Gasol, Danny Green figured out a way to hit some dagger threes, but it all started with Kawhi Leonard. By them signing him. That man went over to the East and took over the East just like that. Just like that. So I have to put him in at number two because he won a championship with the Spurs. People were saying that that he cannot do it because it's just the system. So, and a lot of people were saying that they forgot about all that. They forgot about saying that because once he got to the Raptors and started holding it down, that whole thing was just long ago. Because when he was sitting out, people were saying, oh, we don't need him. He's not going to be nothing without the Spurs. It's just Greg Popovich. It's just a season. He left, and look what happened. He won a championship. So that's why he's number two for me. I got to put him in that. He showed that he could take a team and win just like that. Just like that. Get him over the hump just like that, win a championship. And obviously his performance, he balled out. Finals MVP. And then that leads me to number three, which is Kevin Durant. The Slim Reaper, the killer, the guy. Copy, the dagger. Come here, Bron, in his face. Come here. I like Kevin Durant game. I do. KD is very unstoppable scoring wise. But I think the challenge, and I've always been saying this, and this is no disrespect for you, KD. I always said you gotta show me that you can take a like. You gotta show me. You gotta show 'em when the lights come on. What you do. What you do. Not saying you don't. You do. But I'm still not over that 3-1. I'm not. I'm not over it. I love what you did with Golden State, and I'm a Cavs fan to the day die. You were balling. You were killing. That whole playoff runs, all of them, nobody can stop you. Even when you came back against the Raptors early, straight off the boat, you was killing. I love it. You're unstoppable. You're a great basketball player. But you see how LeBron to Cleveland, like the Cleveland organization, and got them there and won. You see how Kawhi Leonard took the Raptors, this one man where they were saying that he was just a system player, and he took them over the hump, and he got to the finals, and he won the finals. Yes, injuries happen. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm not getting that injuries happen. I can go down the line back in the day to plenty of NBA championships where injuries happen and teams win. So mission with that. They won. It is what it is. I picked the Warriors to win. They didn't win, so it is what it is. The Raptors won. You have to show me. Now you with Brooklyn. I like what you thinking though. I love it. You with Kyrie. Both of y'all. Both of y'all. You can do two, you can do one. Both of y'all. I love it. Y'all going to the Brooklyn Nets. Y'all going to the Nets. You win a championship with the Nets, man. You win a championship with the Nets, man. Look, I'm telling you this. You win a championship with the Nets. Best player in the world. Coming from big LeBron James fan. Best player in the world. Honestly, you have to show. You have to show. You got to do something spectacular. You went to the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? They already won without you. They already have the best record without you. They already have the unanimous MVP, the two greatest shooters on the team, one of the greatest defensive players, two of the greatest defensive players. They already had that. They didn't even need you for that. They just picked you up. Really, it was a chess move, so they ain't got to worry about you. They picked you up so they could get you right for Cleveland because they knew that if, and that goes back to the what if, the injuries thing like that, but I'm just putting this perspective for the Warriors, why they knew that, they won the first one because Kevin Love and Kyrie wasn't there. The next year, Kevin Love and Kyrie was there, they lost. So, and then, obviously the 3-1 happened, and they would believe they were supposed to win Game 5, Draymond Green, blah, 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 that goes into a whole thing. So it was a chess move, and they had to worry about you because Oklahoma City, y'all was up 3-1. So what they did with a chess move, they got you to come over there to the Warriors. Obviously, you're a great basketball player, and you just elevated their team, and now it's just a mismatch, and you're a killer. You're already a killer. We already know that. So that's why I got Kevin Durant as a 3. Third best player on my top 10. Giannis Antetokounmpo is number 4. I had to put him in there. I've been saying from the jump. I always said that Giannis was going to be a star. When I first saw him, when he first came in the NBA, I was like, man, this might sound funny. Man, it's mad tall. I was like, he's mad tall, so he dunked. So, once he get a jump shot, it's going to be bad. I always said that. Now he just ocked up, and then you see what type of guy he is now. And Giannis is dominant force. And that's why I got him at number 4. Number 5, I got Stephen Curry. People, and I know, whoa, where is James Harden? I know that some people thinking that right there. Stephen Curry changed the game of basketball. He's one of these guys that changed the game of basketball. He's the best shooter of all time right now. Right now. Best shooter of all time right now. We already saying that. Right now, we were saying that 3 years ago. Best shooter in the league. Best shooter in the world. Best shooter that ever played a game. Don't disrespect Curry. And we about to see a lot more of Curry this year because Klay Thompson is out. They got D'Angelo Russell. So I'm expecting to see some more spectacular moments for Stephen Curry. Now, in the NBA Finals and stuff like that, that's a whole nother conversation. But we're going to talk about that because that goes over to my next person, James Harden. 36 points per game. The last person that averaged that much points was Kobe. What, 06? That's the year he didn't even win MVP. 06 or 07, one of those. 36 points per game. James Harden? People be hating on Harden game too. People be hating on this game. He traveled. He gets too many foul calls. Go to free throw line. Stop him. You can't stop the man. And I'm gonna go into this James Harden thing because this is people always forget things. I don't forget nothing what the media talk about. I don't forget nothing what people be saying. you know, when he was with Oklahoma City, when he didn't play that well in the NBA Finals against, Dwayne Wade and Miami Heat, the Oklahoma City Thunder had to figure out who they're going to keep and stuff like that. It was like Serge Ibaka or it was either James Harden. At the time, Serge Ibaka was doing his thing until now he want to start shooting threes. It's a whole other conversation. But, and when he went to the Rockets, people were saying it's not going to work. It's not going to work there. He's not going to be able to. And then he started, getting 38 and the 30s and 30s. Remember, he went in that like 5-6 game winning streak, whatever the streak was. He went and start balling out. The people, oh, okay. And then people are like, okay, I see him. And then the famous thing people like to say, they love to say the same thing about Russell Westbrook. Will it last? Will it last? All right, and you're right. Will it last? People always think about the bad things, because when somebody doing good, I don't think it's going to happen. But what happens when he continues to keep doing it? And we see James Harden continuously keep doing it. And you already know he plays up against the Warriors, loses to the Warriors, just loses the best team. That's it. But, he has his times when he doesn't show up in the playoffs, too, as well. He gets garbage points. That's why he begins his averages sometime. But, I don't even want to get into the playoff things. The only one that's not talking about that. And then after that is Anthony Davis. I gotta put Anthony Davis in there, even though Anthony Davis was hurt. The Pelicans didn't have him playing certain games because they wanted to let their young guys play. You still gotta put Anthony Davis in there. Joel Embiid, a force. A freaking force. Oh my God, he's a force. He needs to learn how to stop shooting too many 3-pointers, though. That's what hurts his game as well. That's why really the Toronto Raptors was in the game. He can't shoot, but when he start missing, things can get shaky right there. And then this last two was very tough for me. Damian Lillard. I got Dame in there, and I got the Joker, Nikola Jokic. Where is Russell? Oh, I know, right? Where is Russell Westbrook? I'm sorry, man. I couldn't put Russ in there. He's a triple-double. Russell's nice. I love Russell. He's one of my favorite point guards. I like Russell really over Damian Lillard, but I'm being a realist right now. Damian Lillard has to get the respect. He has to. He's taking the Portland Trail Blazers every year into the playoffs, and they just went to the Western Conference Finals this past season. Yes, they lost to the Warriors. So what? Yes, Damian Lillard did not perform really well against Stephen Curry. That happens. A lot of people on this list have bad performances. On this top 10, yes, they have bad performances, or they had a choke moment or anything. That's basketball. That's life. We're human. Things are going to happen. It's going to happen. But Damian Lillard, we always talk about the Trailblazers are not going to make the playoffs in the West, and they're in the playoffs every single year because of this man. And you saw what he did, the dagger? Copy. He did the dagger? The dagger to Oklahoma City Thunder. I would love to see the Rockets versus the Trailblazers this year. Come on, Russell, get your respect back. You got some help now, more than just Paul George. Now you with the Rockets, you got way more pieces now. Go up against the Trailblazers. I would love to see that in the playoffs. I love to see it in the playoffs. Regular season is gonna be amazing, but I would love to see it in the playoffs. So yeah, that's just that with that right there. That's my top 10. I know a lot of people are not gonna like my top 10. It is what it is. Copy. You don't like what I gotta say? Join the debate, man. Comment below. Hit me up on the gram. I need to hear everything that you gotta say, man. But and now I'm gonna transition over to the last thing, and it is the NFL. Had to. Sorry, man. Andrew Luck retires. Andrew Luck retires. Raw. I know, man. Zay. And shout out to Zay too, man. You one of my biggest followers. You're always commenting. You're always in tune to everything I gotta say. Shout out to you, man. I know you're a big Coach fan. I know you was hype about the season. We had an argument saying I said the coach was not gonna really do too much, not past the first round, the second round. You're a big Coach fan, and I feel bad. Honestly, I feel bad. Yeah, I lost our quarterback, but you gotta understand, man. Everybody gotta understand. Injuries, man. It takes a toll on your body. Football is one of the toughest sports, and Andrew Luck had to go away from the game. I think he'll come back. That's the big thing. Will he come back? But he had to retire. I mean, it was a surprise when I saw the notification, but then I thought about it. I'm like, no, it's not a surprise to me. It's nothing surprising at all to me why Andrew Luck retired. It's no surprise to me. Injuries over and over every season. Keep getting hurt. You want to play. You gotta sit out. You gotta like that's too much in the mind, man. That's too much. That's too much. So take away from the game, Andrew Luck, and then hopefully you could come back. I really like that the coach made a settlement to him, a settlement check, still giving him what about 25, 24 million, something like that. That's pretty good for him right there. And that's get well soon, Andrew Luck. You know, get right in the state of mind. He's not the only one. There's a Megatron is another one. You know, I'm not about to leave Megatron out. You know, we know why Megatron left out too. I know, but this is Andrew Luck's time. You know what I'm saying? But I don't forget things. I really don't forget things. And then the last thing I'm gonna talk about is the Cowboys with Zeke. You know, Zeke continues to hold out. That's tough for the Cowboys. You know, he still has 2 years left on his rookie contract. You know, a deal that's scheduled to pay him 3.9 million in 3.9 million in 2019 and 8.1 million in 2020. You know, since under the contract, you know, the Cowboys now has they well since he's not coming to practice or stuff like that, they have they can fine him. You know, 40K. They can. You know, every day that he misses camp, but I don't think they did that. You know, it's going back and forth. Jerry Jones, watch what he say. He said Zeke who? I think you was tripping right there on that one. Chill out. Don't do that because Zeke is still that guy for him. And obviously we know why Zeke wants to get paid. You know what I'm saying? According to Yahoo Sports, you know, he's looking for a deal bigger than 4 years, 57 million. That's the same. That's what the Rams gave Todd Gurley. You know, that's what he wants. He feels like he needs to get that contract. And see, that's what I like that from the players. You know, they set the bar. You know what I'm saying? They set the bar, and then the other players like, if he getting paid like that, I believe I'm supposed to be getting paid like that. You know, Le'Veon Bell, the players like, pay the man, Jerry Jones, pay the man, Jerry World, and you know. Jones was saying, you don't need a dominant running back to win and stuff like that. You need to watch what you say now because you don't want to lose Zeke. You don't want to lose Zeke. I think this is just something to go along in the media. I think this is just something to keep the Cowboys in the mix. I think that eventually they're gonna pay him. I will hope they'll pay him. And I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I'm a Giants fan. I will hope they pay him. But see, the Cowboys still got to worry about paying Dak and Amari Cooper. So they got a busy season. NFL season is about to start right now. I mean, next Thursday. So it's a lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna get back into that. The NFL, I got a lot more to say like that, and this is just for my fans, man. This is just my people. I finally got a chance to get y'all right. You know, I hope I was able to answer everything. I hope I can stir up a couple of mix and get y'all to argue and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, and what it is and what it ain't. If you don't like what I gotta say, you already know. Comment below, hit me up on Instagram, and join the debate. Copy.